Don't hate me, but the worst skincare product is worry. Worrying how people perceive your face. I know it can get overwhelming. I've had mental breakdowns from the amount of acne that I've had, but I hope this video gives you comfort and helps you understand that God truly loves you exactly the way that you are, and there's no need to apologize. You made it to this video, so congratulations. Welcome to the corner of YouTube where we cultivate our productivity with Christ by our side, and this is part 4 of a 4-part series I am calling Temple Therapy, where we're talking all things skincare, sleep, exercise, and more, and I'm so glad that you're here. Now let's get into the vlog. Hello everyone, welcome to the vlog. So, are you enjoying my little state, my hairband right now? This is usually how I look in the morning. But before we begin, I need to tell you something, but let's wash our face first. This is the face wash that I use. This is the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser for normal to oily skin. I like this one because it has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. Now it's time to put some sunscreen. I don't even put moisturizer, I just put on sunscreen. Usually in the morning I like to keep it really simple, so I just use some face wash and some sunscreen. This is the sunscreen by Curology, and this has SPF 30, and typically it says to add it every 2 hours, but I just put it on in the morning. And sometimes when I come home and I need to go to Bible study later or whatever, I'll reapply it. Like I was saying before we begin, we need to remember who we're doing this for. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in doing skincare because they want their skin, only because they want their skin to look good. There's nothing wrong with wanting your skin to look good, but I think it's important to realize that we're doing it because we're caring for our skin. We're doing skincare just to care for our skin, the same way that you eat healthy because you're trying to stay healthy, that you have healthy blood cells and that everything looks good. We can get easily caught up in the way our bodies look to other people. And I recently talked about this in a previous vlog, like 2 videos ago, so it was the second part of this series. This is where I talked about working out and where we should center our heart and why we're really working out, and not for the opinion of men, but for the opinion of God. We only have an audience of 1, so I'm going to insert that little clip here. So we can get caught up in the aesthetics and in the covetousness of posting on social media or just watching social media, especially since I post pretty regularly. It's not easy for me to, even if you avoid watching certain things, because the flesh always wants to creep in, but growing in godliness is more important than the way you look or can look. 1 Timothy 4:7-8 says, "Rather train yourself for godliness, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, and it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come." So let's look at our heart posture, ladies. Are we working out because we only want to take care of the opinion of men? Or do we want to do it because we want to honor the temple that Jesus gave us? So like I mentioned in the previous video, there's nothing bad about wanting to look toned or build your muscle, but why are you doing it? That might be something you need to pray over and speak to the Lord about, but just as a reminder, Jeremiah 1-5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations." The Lord has you here right now for a purpose, and the last thing he wants you to do is to be swept away from his will by the aesthetics on social media. And I'm gonna end it there. And the same thing applies to skincare, because we try to do it for the outward appearance and not for the opinion of God. There's nothing bad for wanting to take care of your skin, because we're called to honor our bodies and to do it for the glory of God. But I think it's really evident that we have to look at our heart posture and be like, okay, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I want my skin to look good, or because I'm trying to please God? What I'm using on my skin is the Ordinary Salicylic Acid Serum, and I like this because I just use it as like a spot treatment. I don't put it all over my face. I just grab wherever I'm breaking out, or I really want to just dry it out, especially down here. I get a lot of like those little sebaceous filaments. I mean, I feel like everybody has them there, but I think it's really, really good to just kind of a lot more polished. So I put a little bit of this. I don't recommend doing this like when it gets really, really cold, because this does tend to dry out skin, at least when it's still not really cold out and it's still pretty warm. My skin stays pretty hydrated right now. I like to add a little eye serum. A quick reminder in 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, "Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? Or you are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body." And I mentioned this in the last video because I feel like this is the verse of this series, of the Temple Therapy series, because it's so true. It's like understanding the value of our bodies and taking care of our temples is so important. but it's also can be twisted, and the enemy can turn it into something that is not lived like that. And over time, it can really just affect our mindset and the way that we view our bodies, and then it does the opposite effect where we don't want to take care of it anymore because so many things are against it, or we have this negative view of it. And it's important to just know where we're coming from. So if you need to pray, if you need to sit down with the Lord and just like have a moment of clarity, or just to ask the Lord, like, Lord, just show me where my heart posture is in this. I need to know where my heart lands on this. I feel like it's really hard because we tend to lie to ourselves a lot. So just understanding like, okay, like, let me get real with the Lord. And at the end of the day, I love just sitting down and talking with the Lord because nobody is listening to me. I can be fully honest and I can really evaluate like, okay, where is my heart posture? What am I doing with my life? Where am I going? What's going on? Because if we're trying to be truthful with ourselves, I think that's the first step. It's just being like, Lord, you know my heart more than I do. So show me, reveal to me. And it doesn't have to be like right away, but it definitely is something that is beneficial because in the long run, you're going to see yourself and you'll be like, wow, I'm so happy that I prayed about it. I'm so happy that I realized this is where my heart posture was. Even if I was lying to myself, even if I didn't fully see it, the prayer helped me, or God revealed it to me later on in life. I try not to put a lot of sunscreen under my eyes because I end up putting makeup either on top or even just on weekends when I don't put makeup on my face and I'm just like a homebody, relaxing, having a Sabbath day. I tend not to put any sunscreen under my eyes because it irritates it a good amount if I put the same amount that I put on my forehead. So what I like to do is just put a little eye serum. This used to be an eye serum that we used on our eyes, me and my sister, because we kind of share the same skincare routine. We share the same bathroom, so we just kind of have everything put together. There aren't really a lot of differences between our skincares. So really what I'm using is the ordinary eye serum, but in here, it has like these little tiny metal balls that I love. And it's so cooling and relaxing. I just put it under my eyes and I feel like it gives enough product where it's not like dripping down my face because I only want it under my eyes. So if it starts dripping down my cheek, I have to like pull it up and stuff and it gets annoying. The ordinary one, it was like a dropper and I feel like this container is a lot better. So we just refill the container even though it's not what it is. I should really take the sticker off because it's not really what the product is. So like I was saying, what can we do that can apply this heart posture to our everyday lives? Which is what I mentioned before, like pray about it, fast it. I feel like I went through a lot of seasons where I didn't know if this was like a stronghold in my life, especially things like coffee or makeup, which is something that I'm just so used to doing almost every day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop drinking coffee for a couple weeks and see how dependent I am with coffee. Is this an idol in my life? Is this something that I'm coveting? I feel like it's really important to do that, and fasting is something that instantly reveals to you, okay, this is what's going on in my heart because I stopped doing it and now I can't stop thinking about it, or it's overwhelming, or it's making me mad towards the Lord.
You know how when a kid doesn't eat food and they're like hangry and they're just like pissed or whatever?
That's how I get sometimes when I fast from things that I'm actually idolizing, because I get like this tantrum, like frustrated with the Lord. I'm like, oh, but I wanted this. And that particular thing happened with my phone where I was like, okay, I came back from church one day and I was like, I'm not gonna do anything on my phone. I ended up cleaning the mailbox because I had nothing to do. Like, that's how unhinged it was. And then I realized, no, okay, I think it's important to set boundaries, especially in the weekends, because I intentionally try not to work at all on the weekends. At least some limit of, okay, especially since I have to be on social media to post or whatever, it's really easy to get distracted, or really easy to be like, oh, I'm just researching, but then it doesn't turn into research anymore. And it's like a whole thing where, okay, let's not lie to ourselves, let's be real with ourselves. And so just fasting is a really important thing that you can do to just analyze your heart, and however much the Lord says it to be, it's how long the fasting is. I remember one time I wanted to fast 1 month from coffee, and I was fine for the first couple weeks, but then it was getting really hard because it was towards the end of the semester and I was getting really tired and I just wanted to have like my comfort drink. Like, honestly, I don't even drink coffee because it gives me any boost of energy. I drink it because I just love it. Like, I can have decaf for all I care. I just want my coffee. So I was just having a really hard time. I was doing a production show. I was a theater major, so I do a lot of like set building and labs. In that moment, I was doing a musical. So it was like the end of the semester, doing the musical. There was just like a lot of things happening. I feel like I was suffocating with all the things that were happening in school. And because of that, I just wanted my comfort drink. I just wanted my coffee. I had a lot of matcha. And then when the 30 days were up, I was so excited to drink my coffee. And then the Lord told me, he's like, just wait till the show finishes. Like all the shows. We did like 8 shows in total. And I was having that tantrum. I was like, no, Lord, I don't want this. Like, I was being very annoying. I didn't realize, because in that moment, the Lord just told me like, wait until the show ends. But I didn't know it was 10 days until the show ended. And so when I counted back the days, it was exactly 40 days, which is such a beautiful illustration of how much the Lord is in the details and like the little things that he does in our lives. However much the Lord wants you to do your fast is up to him. At the end of the day, he does it for our good. If you need to fast, this is your sign. Fast. If you have something in your heart where you know, like, I don't know if this is an idol, I don't know if I'm struggling with this or not, like, I feel like a fast makes it extremely obvious. Okay, I'm gonna put this stuff away and it's time to go to the kitchen, because skincare is not only what you put on your face, but also what you put inside your body to help rejuvenate it. This is a little reminder, if you haven't read your word today, to sit down with the Bible and read a couple verses, do a little devo, and don't underestimate the power of just sitting down with like 2 verses from the Psalms and just praying over that, seeing what the Lord wants to speak to you about today. It's just always great to go to the source and really understand what the Lord's will is in your life. Now we're back in the kitchen. I feel like we're always back in the kitchen in every single vlog. Okay, it's time to make some ginger shots. So here I have my huge juicer from Amazon. I'll leave a link down below because it's great. I love it because you can put a lot of food in at the same time, rather than like really skinny things that you have to cut up in little tiny pieces so that you can juice it. I usually like to make them at the end of the week so that I have them for the entire next week. Usually they last around 2-ish weeks, maybe like a week and a half, depending on how much ginger I have and how much turmeric I have. I bought this ginger from Whole Foods. I just bought it like by the pound. And then I have turmeric. I love to buy the turmeric root. You can also use like ground turmeric, like the powdered version, which is fine. I've tried it and it's okay. But there's something about the turmeric root that's like so fresh and I love it. And something that I love to do with turmeric is do a little turmeric latte. Yes, you heard me right, a turmeric latte. I love it. I'm gonna show you a couple things that I use for the turmeric latte, but first I'm gonna do the little ginger shots. It has lemon, it has ginger, it has turmeric, and it has pepper. And I just love to take these in the morning with an empty stomach. I take these because I feel like it helps, the ginger helps with the inflammation, and it also helps like make my skin look a lot more glowy and a lot more even, and it reduces how much acne I have. Lemon just has a lot of vitamin C, so it helps my immune system and it helps my skin look a little bit brighter. Turmeric is a really powerful anti-inflammatory, so especially if I'm breaking out a lot, these ginger shots really help me. It helps reduce redness and the acne marks after the pimple is gone. And especially the black pepper, it's not really for the taste, but it's just so that it gets absorbed a lot easier within your gut. At least that's what I heard, that the pepper really helps. Okay, so this is what I do for the actual turmeric latte. Usually this is like one of the first things that I do when I make the shots, because I just don't want it to be stained like with any other like lemon flavor or something. So I will make the turmeric or ginger first, and then I'll add the lemon and the pepper or any carrots or anything else I want to add to the ginger shot. I just got a tall glass and I'm going to put the turmeric in here first. Just a straight up turmeric root. Usually they're tiny, so I don't really chop them up or anything. I just put them straight into the juicer. Turmeric is very strong, so you don't need a lot. I literally have like maybe like a tablespoon in here, a tablespoon and a half. So I put a little bit of maple syrup so it makes the latte sweet. You have to have it with maple syrup. I feel like it really adds to the flavor and it just makes the latte 10 times better. Maybe like a tablespoon of maple syrup, mix it around. I know this is weird, but I'm gonna add pepper in there. There's something about like adding a little tanginess and a little bit of spice to the latte. I'm gonna put a good amount of pepper in there. This is how it looks like right now. Then we add whole milk. It has to be whole milk. There's something about the flavor of whole milk. This is so good. I know it might be weird like having like a spicy milk, but there's something about the sweetness and the spiciness, but with the creaminess of the milk, it doesn't feel like a normal latte like with matcha or with coffee. Just like a nice little comfort drink. And some people like to have it warm, but I like to have it iced because I like to have most lattes or anything like that iced. Okay, let's continue with the shot. Okay, so I finished here all of the ginger shots. These are little tiny vials that I put them in. They're glass, so I feel like they're so cozy and perfect, but I feel like they're a perfect size. Whenever I go to like Whole Foods or Publix or anywhere else where they sell like immunity shots, like in packs, they're huge. I feel like I'm drinking like half a cup of something. Like they're supposed to be smaller. And they're like 100% pure ginger too. I'm like, okay. I only juiced like 8 vials and then I have the 9th one here waiting for me this morning. I put lime and lemon and I also put some oranges in here to bump up the vitamin C and just give me more of the ginger shot. I have more vials to fit it in. I try to condense it a lot, like the ginger flavor, but there isn't a lot. So I like quote unquote like dilute it with like a little bit more orange juice, a little bit more lemon juice. But yes, like the pepper is definitely intense, but apparently it helps. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Now my skin feels rejuvenated. Okay, see you guys later today. This lighting is so bad. I brought my little tiny lamp from my shelf in my room, so I hope that this helps kind of. So it's the nighttime and now I'm gonna do my nighttime skincare routine. I also just came back from a run club today, which was so fun and exciting. We had a little message and some prayer right before heading out to walk, and it was just like a group of us from different churches, and it's just a reminder of the body of Christ. It was just so amazing. I washed my face in the shower with the face wash, so I used the same one. I have it in the shower as well. I will either use this one if I have no makeup on at the end of the day, or I'll probably use this Hydro Boost one. This one removes makeup, so I love it because I just use this one and then I use the face wash afterwards. What did I just say? Afterwards? I don't have to use like micellar water or anything or any makeup wipes to get rid of my makeup. I just use the face wash. But now I just showered, I feel rejuvenated, and it's time for skincare. The good old under eye serum. I don't put this twice a day a lot, but if I do it once a day, it'll probably be in the morning and then at night if I want to. It's just a different vibe in the morning. I feel like it wakes me up a lot. Winding down for the day and remembering that God gave you this entire day is just something I try to remind myself. I feel like a lot of us are filled with, okay, what's my to-do list tomorrow? What do I need to do? But if we just are reminded of what am I gonna do tomorrow, God willing, just centering everything and capturing all of our thoughts and giving them to Christ. We obviously don't intentionally do it like, oh, I want these thoughts to be only for me. But like remembering that, okay, well, if I wake up tomorrow, I can do this. I'll put the verse here, but I think there was a verse about remembering to say everything, okay, God willing, I hope that tomorrow will be the day that I get to do this. We don't just say, oh, tomorrow, let's do this. Like, we have to remember that God willing, tomorrow this will happen. Our lives are not under our control. Everything that we give to God is crucial. God is in ultimate control, so I just try to remember that as much as I can while I'm winding down for the day. So now it's time to apply Curology. I love this little bottle. I do it every night. I love it. I feel like I don't have to worry too much about like getting random breakouts. I mean, I still get hormonal acne like every girl does, but I feel like this one just mitigates the in-between, or when it gets really humid in the summer and like you tend to have like breakouts because sweat clings to your skin and then bad bacteria grows on your skin and stuff like that. And it also works as a moisturizer. Like, you don't have to put on moisturizer and then put this. I'll just put this at night and it's great. Here it is, finished product. There's something about stress reduction when you do your skincare routine. It feels like you're ready for bed. It's like that mental trigger, like, okay, it's time to unwind. It's time to go to bed. I'm gonna have dinner now. It just hits different. Actually, one of the biggest struggles that I've had lately is sleep and how it can be linked to pride, because a lot of the time we want to delay sleep because of revenge sleep procrastination. We just want to scroll on our phones or do anything else but sleep when we've had a really busy day and it's really overwhelming and it's the only time we have for ourselves, even though we know that it's gonna give us sleep deprivation the next day, but we still do it because we don't want to go to sleep. We want to reclaim that time for us. But the Lord gave us time to shepherd it, to really use it for him. And if we're gonna be sleep deprived the next day and it's not gonna benefit the way that we glorify God tomorrow, or if we don't have enough energy, it's a disservice to ourselves. And if you relate to that and you want to hear more of that, tap here because I made a video on how I hacked my brain into wanting to resist sleep procrastination and how you can do it too. This is the end of the temple therapy, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little series. I loved making it. Subscribe for more videos like these and hit the little bell notification right next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every single time that I post. I post every other week, and I will see you guys next time. God bless you. Bye.